If you are here, you're about to enter one of the blocks I consider most important in this entire program. Before you do, I want to explain two things: why I decided to include it, and who I am to be talking to you about it. Let's start with that last point. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a biochemist. I'm simply a communicator and educator. Someone who studies, cross references, different sources, tests things on himself, and shares what he finds useful. And of course, I'm still learning. What you find in this model isn't the final word on a complex subject. It's the result of an ongoing research process, one I invite you to verify, dig deeper into, and question. Working with entrepreneurs and high professionals, I've noticed a recurring pattern: fatigue that won't lift, difficulty making clear decisions, an afternoon drop in focus, rising blood pressure, and recovery that gets slower from one week to the next. These aren't motivation problems. They aren't even mindset problems. They are biochemical signals. The body is communicating something, and in most cases, no one is listening to it in the proper way. I started asking myself, what do these people have in common at a physiological level? One of the most solid answers I found has to do with nitric oxide, NO, a molecule the body produces that acts as a master switch for cellular metabolism. In 1998, three scientists won the Nobel Prize in medicine for this discovery. So, with all due respect, this isn't alternative medicine, it's established biochemistry. I started by studying the work of Nathan Bryan, one of the world's leading nitric oxide researchers. Then I cross referenced it with what I was studying in parallel on functional breathing, Buteiko, McCown, and on Ayurvedic nutrition. Three different fields, three different languages, but where they meet, they say the same thing. The body needs some specific signals to function. And when those signals are missing, working on your mindset or your calendar isn't enough. I tested this approach on myself first. I made mistakes, of course, but I also corrected them. I saw the results with clients too, and I decided to structure it into this module. Not as an absolute truth, but as a practical tool built on solid research and direct experience. This block is organized into four parts. I want to introduce them briefly before you walk through them. The first is the introduction, the one you are watching now. It's here to give you context, why this topic is part of the program, who produced the research is based on, and what the limits of this work are. Including one important note: this material does not replace your doctor. The second part is the theory, understanding the nitric oxide circuit. Here I explain how the mechanism works without going too deep into details. From nitrogen in the atmosphere all the way to the cell, how plants capture it, how bacteria transform it, and how the body uses it. We look at three pathways through which we produce nitric oxide every day, often without knowing it. The third part is the role of nitric oxide and its saboteurs. This is where we get concrete. What does nitric oxide do in every system of your body? From the brain to blood vessels, from metabolism to sexual function. and above all, what blocks it. Chronic stress, common medication, and other factors you have probably never connected to this problem. The fourth and final part is the protocol to start restoring your nitric oxide. Remember, we are not going to fix everything, okay? What we are going here wouldn't be enough for that. But we start helping the body move in the right direction. So I propose a 4-week protocol built on three main levers: nutrition, the microbiome, and the daily habits, designed to be concrete, accessible, and free of contraindications for anyone in generally good health. With one important clarification about timing: 4 weeks won't solve everything. The first adaptation shows up in 4 to 6 weeks, but a stable change at the level of endothelial function takes 8 to 12 weeks minimum of consistent practice. So, this protocol is a beginning, not a conclusion. Before I leave you to the material, I want to be clear about one thing. I am a communicator and educator who has gathered and synthesized material from different fields and who will keep doing so. The source I use, the researchers are real, and the reasoning is verifiable. But this work, I'll say it again, isn't exhaustive, isn't low, and doesn't replace your doctor's advice, especially if you're taking medication for acid reflux, blood pressure, or anticoagulants. What I'm asking is simple: study the material, follow the protocol, observe what happens in your body. And if you find something that doesn't add up or that you want to explore further, tell me. This work is built that way too. Let's get to work now.